Morning everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we're going to do a little driving impressions video today. But before we get started, we're just going to go over some things that we've recently done before we get into the vehicle. So I'm going to turn the camera around and let you guys see that. Okay guys, of course recently, if you've tuned into the channel, we installed the Magnaflow Exhaust. You guys can hear that at idle right now. Nice and mellow. I love the tone, not too loud, not too obnoxious. And of course, we also installed the splash guards, mud flaps, whatever you want to call them. Not sure if I want to leave those on there or not. I'm not a real fan of mud flaps, but we'll just have to see. Again, it is windy out here, but what we're going to do, and here is also the tent. Some of you guys were asking, how dark is it? Well, the back is very, very dark. The front, not so much. You can see in there. I know some people said, oh, that looks really dark. No, it's not really that dark. When you compare it to the front window, it's a little different than the front window, but sometimes it's the camera angle that makes things look darker than what it is. So we're going to do a little driving impressions video today. So let's get inside. Since we have installed the new exhaust, I say it does seem a bit more powerful. We'll have to see. I don't know, we'll test that in any way, shape, or form. But if you look at the mileage so far, I filled it up on yesterday, and we have driven 45 miles since then, and we've averaged 23.4 miles to the gallon, which is just a tick up better than we did. Prior to that, it was averaging about 22 something, right at 23, a little less than 23. And 23.4 is not fair at this point, because on yesterday, just getting used to the new exhaust, I did kind of crack it a few times just to see, you know, how it sounded, you know, on acceleration. So it will probably be a little better than 23.4, but we'll just have to do that over time and see where it stands. So we're about to get out on the road and get on the highway, and when we get to where we're getting to, I will show you the mileage that we got. Okay guys, we're going to get on the road today. We're going to do a little driving impressions video. What does the Maverick feel like now that we have added some stability to the front end with the Steeda strut tower brace and the exhaust that we've added and the blow-off valve? What does it feel like? Is it any different than it was? And I would have to say very much so. It feels more performance oriented because we've added some things to enhance that. So I'm going to get out on the road and we're going to see what this feels like, and hopefully you'll be able to hear exactly what the exhaust sounds like a little better than in the other video. When I got in the vehicle yesterday, the first day I drove it, I felt like, oh man, I can't hardly hear the difference. But after I got in it yesterday, having not been in it in a day, yeah, you can definitely hear the exhaust. I hope you guys are hearing that pretty well on camera. So yeah, it has a little rumble to it as I go through the neighborhood. But like I say, anybody who's you know, afraid you don't want your truck to sound like an import tuned car, I wouldn't worry about that. And it does have a, you know, a bit more sound to it, but it's a very deep, low tone. It's not really anything obnoxious like no, it's not like that. So gives it a little more it would be some, you know, it might be an exhaust that I would, you know, say they made a performance version of the Ford Maverick. Ford decided to do that. I suppose they did that. I would say that that is what the exhaust would sound like if they did it. So as we get out onto the road, I'm going to show you, and this, it turns in so much better. So I'm going to just do a little, and you just feel the tightness of the front end. It just feels so much better than it did without the strut tower brace on there. And it feels tight, and I'm sure that's what it was meant to do. For those of you guys who said they wanted a driving impression, that's what I have to say. It seems to be tighter in cornering because those two strut towers are now braced together. It helps with stability, and that's the best that I can describe that. The exhaust, of course, when you put the Magnaflow performance exhaust on, you've lost a resonator, because the stock system has a resonator where the muffler is on this exhaust system, and then they have another muffler in the back. So the Magnaflow system has one straight through, what I'm hearing, straight through type muffler and no resonator. So it not only does it give a better exhaust note, it also improves the performance. I can literally feel like the engine is breathing better when I'm on the accelerator. It seems like it's less pressure to move. It just takes less effort. And a lot of times now when I'm on the gas, it's like we're not doing anything yet. Give me some more. That kind of feel. So we'll do a slight acceleration so you can hear what it sounds like. And of course you'll hear that bypass valve when I let off it. So here we go. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're going to do this driving impressions video. Surely the exhaust was not a very difficult install, and like I said in the previous video, it took about 15 minutes to come off, and it took a little longer to put the exhaust system up. When you get the exhaust system, at least in these first kits, I probably got one of the first kits that are out there, the instructions that are supplied in the box, they have really small thumbnail size pictures, and you can't, it's pretty hard to see, and I'm sure they'll probably improve that, or even there may be something available on their site to help with installation for guys who may feel a little challenged. When I initially got it back under there, it looked okay, and then I took the floor jack and the jack stands down, and the exhaust system sat way too low, and then I looked at things and I'm like, okay, now why is this? I'm sure this is not supposed to be like this. So what we end up doing is the first pipe that goes on the system, it has a bend in it, and you need to turn that so that it curves up into the tunnel where the exhaust goes, and then you just turn everything. I mean, it's hard to explain it now, not on camera, but once you get that pipe turned up so that it goes upward into it brings everything else up. So once we did that, everything fit back into place neat and nice, and I was satisfied with all the clearance from the front of the system all the way to the back. High quality stuff, stainless steel, bigger pipe. We got the black coated tips, and yeah, I'm digging it. So we're going to find out as we get out onto the highway how much gas mileage we will get now. So I'm confident that the gas mileage, and I have gotten as high as 34 miles to the gallon on the highway. We're going to see how much, if better or worse, we'll get when we get out on the highway. So hang on with me and we'll ride down the road. Okay guys, I'm about to come off of the highway. We got stuck in a lot of traffic. There were several accidents, bumper to bumper traffic, so we did not get a fair comparison for the whole trip. But what I did, I reset the mileage 22 miles ago, and I decided to just test my average over the last 22 miles, and as you can see, it is right now between 37 and 38 miles to the gallon. So we're going off of the highway now. We are back home. So For the last 22 miles, 22.3 miles, we averaged just around 38 miles to the gallon. So, am I impressed with the new exhaust system? I will have to say yes. If you all can hear any noise in the background, some people are asking about drone. There's just a low, a very low pitched, I want to say it's almost like a moan, if you can hear that. So any drone that is present is not enough to even qualify as drone, I would say, because it's so light. The noise from the exhaust is so light on the highway that it's not even very noticeable at all. So that's where I'm going to end this video. So